In this video, we're going to show you the top 5 best bridge cameras 2025. Bridge cameras combine the simplicity of point-and-shoot cameras with the versatility of DSLRs, featuring powerful zoom lenses, manual controls, and high-resolution sensors. They are ideal for photography enthusiasts. Compact yet capable bridge cameras excel in capturing detailed images and videos, making them perfect for travel, wildlife, and everyday photography. I'm trying to list those based on price, quality, and more. Subscribe now, hit that bell, and never miss a product's review. Number 5. Fujifilm FinePix S1. Weather-sealed Ultra Zoom. Fujifilm FinePix S1 boasts a dust and weather-resistant body, making it a great all-weather camera in your photo equipment. 3-inch LCD screen can be flipped out and tilted in any position, allowing you to check out the screen while holding the camera at an awkward angle or when it's set on a tripod. The controls design is pretty common. A mode dial is on top, the controlling wheel and other function keys on the rear side next to the screen. There's also a button for switching the image between the viewfinder and 3-inch screen, even when it's flipped out. There's also a slot for hot shoe on top. USB and HDMI ports are sealed with a rubber insert. The memory card is stored under the battery lid and accessed at the bottom. Yet, you might not have to ever take it out because you can upload your files directly to the computer via Wi-Fi. Stop the moment. Of course, the key feature is 50x zoom and 5-axis optical image stabilization that allows taking steady handheld shots at the biggest focal length. Speaking of it, the camera has an effective optic focal length within the range from 24mm to 1200mm. In addition, you can further enhance the image with a digital zoom up to 2400mm, though the image quality will obviously decrease the further you increase the magnification. Just like many other super zoom cameras, FinePix S1 features a super macro feature for when you want to shoot close-ups with a shallow depth of field for blurred-out background objects like flowers, bugs, raindrops on the leaves, and so on. Number 4. Panasonic Lumix FZ1000. Exceeding expectations. With more than 15-year experience in the field of bridge cameras production, Panasonic was the first company to release the bridge camera that is capable of recording video in 4K resolution and name it Lumix DMC FZ1000. As of now, it's still their flagship camera not only in the series but on the whole market as well. Extra-large 20.9 MP 1.0-inch MOS sensor is paired with a bright Vario Elmarit Leica DC lens. The camera has only 16x optical zoom, which may be a far cry from calling it ultra zoom by up-to-date standards. Yet, it's in no way short and is still way longer as to what many other point-and-shoot cameras can provide. The 49 area AF is quick and spot-on most of the times, even in low-light conditions along all of the focal length range. Furthermore, a special depth from focus technology not only detects the contrast between the objects but also tracks the distance to them. That way, the camera knows in what direction it should move the lens right away. That further improves the hunting time. Great capabilities at an affordable price. As we've mentioned, this camera can shoot movies in up to 4K at 30 FPS rate. The zooming speed in this mode slows down to provide smooth video. What's more, the 5-axis stabilization changes to 4-axis. What we really liked here is that the viewfinder has a very large eye cup and provides full image view. Also, it's pretty bright and has a high resolution. Thus, checking the image and focusing it on a clear sunny day isn't an issue at all. If you want to edit your photos, you'll appreciate that the camera supports shooting in RAW format. In the burst mode, it can take up to 10 RAW FPS or up to 50 frames per second in JPEG with autofocus on. Number 3. Canon PowerShot SX60. Golden Middle. With each new model from Ultra Zoom S/SX series, Canon adds a better, more powerful zoom lens. The payoff, though, is that the maximum aperture in SX60 at the widest position has become narrower compared to the earlier models from the series. However, when compared to the previous SX50 bridge camera, Canon PowerShot SX60 offers bigger image size, much longer zoom, and larger 3-inch LCD screen at a relatively small difference in price. Its 16.1 MP 1/2.3 CMOS sensor can take photos at up to 4608 by 3456 maximum resolution. As for the focal length, it's equivalent to the 21 to 1365mm on 35mm full-frame sensor, offering 65x effective optical zoom. You can also extend it up to 260x using digital zoom, although it backlashes with a significant drop in picture quality. This series is also famous for its superb image stabilization that allows photographers to take crystal-clear handheld photos. Yet, with improved magnification comes increased vibration sensitivity. Thus, using a tripod at the long focal length is advised. Camera which inspires. With all seriousness, Canon PowerShot almost always featured serious functionality that is more typical for DSLR cameras. SX60 continues this tradition, offering its user a variety of scenic modes and convenient features. Among them, there's an electronic level to determine and align the camera tilt. Another one is the magnification of the focus area. That is helpful for checking out if the camera is focused right on a required subject. Face ID feature is pretty interesting. It allows you to register a person's face in the camera beforehand. Number 2. Nikon Coolpix P900. Nearly telescope. Change the way you see, capture, and share the world. This is what a Japanese company says about its Nikon Coolpix P900. In this review, you will find out what makes it special. Owing to the 24 to 2000 mm focal length, the camera boasts insane 83x optical zoom. With a dynamic fine zoom option, it's possible to extend its zoom even further up to 332x magnification ratio. However, in this mode, the image might lack some quality. But that may also be helpful for checking out the target place in order to find out if the necessary object is there. For example, a text on a signpost or a bird in the nest. Speaking of the avian wildlife, Nikon P900 has the birdwatching mode with a quick selection between single and continuous up to 7 FPS shooting. The vari-angle display comes in handy for shooting in portrait orientation or with a tripod, allowing you to adjust the screen in all dimensions for the best view and camera positioning. All in your hands. The optical image stabilization in Nikon Coolpix P900 is also useful for shooting videos and taking photos during sports events. The AF is pretty fast here and takes around 0.12 seconds to lock on the subject. The left side of the lens barrel has a small lever for zoom control. However, it can be reassigned for the manual focus control in case you prefer to be fully involved in the shooting process. Furthermore, the camera supports various wireless technologies. Wi-Fi and NFC have become a standard in the latest camera generations. Still, Nikon went even further and geared up the camera with GPS, GLONASS, and QZSS satellite navigation, allowing you to mark a photo with the precise coordinates of the location where it was taken. Number 1. Sony DSLRs. Brilliant opportunities. Sony DSLRs III is a high-end bridge camera with ultra-zoom 24 to 600 mm bright lens. f2.4 aperture on the widest end offers ideal light transmittance compared to most of the super zoom models from Sony and other companies alike. Even more, it boasts a 9-blade diaphragm that creates an artistic-looking rounded bokeh in a variety of modes, including macro and portraiture. Of course, the key feature here is 25x optical zoom. With it, it's possible to take crisp and sharp photos even at the longest focal length, because Sony DSLRs III features the built-in optical steady-shot image stabilizer that effectively compensates vibrations in a handheld shooting. Even on the longest zoom end, the f number is still only f/4, allowing taking bright photos in low light. Still, if you're going to shoot in darkness, we'd recommend mounting the camera on a tripod or some kind of a stand. A special intelligent focusing system takes only 0.09 seconds to lock on the target within the direct viewing range. By default, the camera focuses on the objects in the center frame of the screen. However, you can use manual focus for getting sharper pictures of the objects in the specific focal plane, where autofocus can't pinpoint the target. In AF mode, the camera has a focus range from around 1.2 inch to infinity from the lens edge at a wide-angle position and from 9.84 to infinity at the maximum zoom. In addition to the standard controls, the lens barrel has 3 rings for aperture, focus, and zoom. Now, you can manually control your lens just like on a full-fledged DSLR camera.